Hey there and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to our farm here in Farming Simulator 25. As you can see, it's the 1st of April, it's 8:03 in the morning and it's already bright and shiny though. I love it. So now we have to figure out if we have to keep the honey around here. Well, yes, clearly, but you know, like, will it stack or do we have to transport it? It's 42 liters, so it will stack on though, that's nice. So we will just keep that until we have our entire pallet full though. And hopefully there will be, you know, like stacking like that. Not all the way up though. Anyways, enough rambling. Let's check our map because it could be like we have to harvest though. I don't think we do actually. We do have to harvest though. We can work for ourselves for once though. But we will not do that though. Right? The reason for that is simple. We can get some pretty decent jobs here too in the meanwhile, you know what I mean? Fertilizing, that is a lot. That is a lot. I kind of like that though. I know I have to pay for my own, but that's actually decent. Anyways, let's borrow the items here. Let's get this job going and then we can do some other things too, right? You know, it's just for some extra income. And by driving back and forth and having everything ready, off we go though. Our own harvest time. I mean, I am very fond of that though. I think what we are going to do is actually start on that side. So we have the pipe always on the... Well, not always, but mostly on the harvesting side though. That would be pretty nice, right? I'm happy though because we can really store it and already prepare some new crops. It's going to be very, very good. Let's go a little bit back. Here we are. Perfect though. A little bit further. There we are. It feels so surreal though that it's... Well, it's not a year on the farm yet. By far though. Because we did start in August. But it's already very cool, very interesting though that we can actually farm it. Ooh, by the way, is it actually a good idea? It's still growing though. Although we could do it. What are we doing? I was looking at the carrots, dude. No! No! Oh, no. No. Oh. How disappointing, though. How disappointing. No. Yeah. Alright. Joke's on me, though, huh? I was so excited for it, though. So be it. Just put it nicely right over here. Nicely in the middle. I think at least it should be the middle right here. It's a bit. There we go. Okay. Apparently that was a little bit too far. Ah. That is interesting. We can just do it like that. Okay. I kind of want to see if we can actually destroy, you know, the barn that we have behind us. Because I kind of want to put something else there, you know. There we go. Yeah, 44k. That is actually pretty decent. We could sell this one. Yeah, I don't really appreciate it to begin with. I do like that we can actually renovate though quite a bit, you know. Oh, that is some decent stuff here. How much? Woo! Not even close. That's some expensive stuff though, huh? Up here. Could get this, that one. That one is actually pretty decent to have though, in my opinion. We don't have anything for our cows. I did sell it all, so the cow pasture might be going somewhere else though, because it's not really big to begin with, right, you know? And the cow pasture is okay here. So we have sold that, which is alright for now. Because I believe there might be some tunnels too, right? What is this over here? A farm, a barn. That's pretty cool though. I think we just did sell, you know, a bed and pellet storage. Interesting. Yeah, it's the same one. That is really interesting. Manure, liquid manure tank. I mean, we can do so much here though. Seriously. It is so cool. A log cabin? Yo. I kind of want to renovate our home though. You know what I mean? Okay, this is so cool. I'm in love though. I'm a little bit flabbergasted though, right? As you can see, we have actually a weather station here. This one we could just have bought from here though, instead of, you know, where we went. Electric charging station, absolutely needed. Vehicle workshop, 45k. It is worth it though, right? Because then we can repair our own tools. This vehicle workshop allows you to create a spot anywhere on the map where you can customize your machinery without the need for a paid mechanic. That is seriously cool. Got weight stations, also very cool. We got a little farmhouse. Oh, that is nice. Hey, this is Grandpa's house. That's expensive, by the way. That is very expensive. But look at all of this. Interesting, interesting farm here. Many interesting farms. Wow. Okay, so you really have a lot of style here though, and I can only imagine, right, you know, with more DLC there will be more fun to be have. Now what else do we have? We can even make our own bakery though, believe it or not. Yo, no way, right? Carpentry, cement factory. We can build anything though, huh? Cereal, grain mill, grapefruit. By boys though. Sawmill? Really? To make our own planks? I love it. Yeah, we can drop trees here and produce all of that. Oh my god, though. I'm going to have so much fun in this game. I'm going to have so much fun in this game, though. Can we build normal houses, I wonder? Preserve food factory? Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I misclicked so hard, dude. I misclicked so hard. I don't even want to have it over here, right? I just wanted to turn the camera around a little bit. I think we are getting full price. Oh yes. Oh yes, that feels good right now. Oh my, look at that. We have free concrete. That is interesting though. It's a nice little thing, but I would say this might be a little bit smarter to have a couple of though. Right, you know? What is this? Just a normal garage shed. Yeah, I am impressed though with all of these little things, right? You know, like we can do so incredibly much. Way more than I thought we could. You know, and that makes me happy. That makes me very, very happy. Alright, so I have a couple of plans right now that I want to experiment with, but I don't want to stray too far from our main goals though, right? But I do like passive income, you know what I mean? So we will definitely work on something for that, and I'm not sure just how yet though, right? You know, now let's see, this one is complete. You, on the other hand, let's see though, because I remember I did drop that over here. That might be pesticides. Oh, it might be fertilizer though, but I don't think it is either. Yeah, this is liquid for pesticides, so that is that. Opa, we can easily fix this little issue without having to return. There we go. It's nicely working already. So yeah, you know, let's go collect this amount of money and let's get the money work going though. Well, what shall we do? I think it's about time that we are doing some stuff ourselves though, right? You know, it's been a very long while. I've been mostly on the progressive side of our income, and it kind of feels like we are lacking on the farmer side. Instead, we are focusing on business and logistics, right? But, like I said though, I want to do extra incomes. And for a little bit more money, yeah, you know what? Let's talk about that once we do have 100,000. will really, really help us out big time though. Like all of these fences though, right? I definitely will build that here and there. I really want to make a beautiful farm from all of our hard work though, right? You know, with all these tasks and here and there. It's going to be totally worth it though, for real. Now, weeding. It is a very weird tool for the weeding though, but I do get it because you are weeding directly while also sowing. Like, is this actually for, well, getting rid of weeds? Probably it's in the name, right? You know? But what do we know at this point? Let's go with this one right over here and just okie dokie karaoke. There we go. And let's do some work though, huh? For once, instead of just doing the logistic paperwork. Because I did miss all of this though, right? You know, it is a lot of fun. We can even be lazy about it though if you want to. You just put on, oh, not time, cruise control. Highly recommended, by the way. But this is just easy mode farming, right? You know, it's not that I want to do always. But it feels right now. By the way, do you use it often? You know, like cruise control or lane assist? I mean, lane assist is such a normal thing though, right, these days with the hyper-modern tractors. It is still a surprise to me though, right, you know, that farmers have that these days. And it probably is a very good thing. Think about it though. You're really doing a lot of sowing seeds, right, you know, and you might actually plant on the double line, you know, you might skip some rows, you know, or anything of that sort. And it's just a loss though, especially if you do double seeding. By accident, that is. Oh, look at that though. There's our little friend again. It's kind of interesting though that whenever we are actually farming, you know, like it really shows up though. Sometimes with a friend, but the last times that I've seen it, he's actually alone. Kind of worried though about his friend, you know. Thought, oh, there might be hunters around, or just maybe they broke up. Who knows, right? Who knows? But it's a very lovely sight to see. Look at that little guy. I kind of wonder, do they react on the... Nope, they don't react on the horn. It's a pretty good thing, by the way, that we did the weeder, because right now we have another AI worker hoeing around, so that's really good. And it's a very good hoe that we have. It's rather wide and everything. Makes me rather happy, to be honest, to have really invested in it. And I think I made up my mind, though. It's my first playthrough for Farming Simulator. And I kind of want to be like a... Well, I'm not going to say too much, though, right? You know, but a little bit of a self-sustaining farm. If that makes sense, though. I think it does make a little bit of sense, which is cool, right? Which is very cool. Now we are going to drive a little bit different here. No need for the blinker. Apart, just like that. We're just going to turn like this, though, and later on we can make a circle around it because the trees are very, very close to where we are by each turn, and that means that we are missing quite a bit of opportunity to make a decent move. So yeah. Now, this feels really good, though, to be back into the saddle, though. It really, really does. That isn't... Huh? Let's put... Not that one on. Too many buttons, though. Look at this. This is an interesting gasoline tank, though, huh? It's more than just gasoline. Might be... Wait a minute. This might be a dual engine? No. But it's oil, as you can see, and it's gasoline though. But I thought it had a bit of electricity in it too, because some engines, they are electric and gasoline, but I don't think this one is though. I'm not even sure if there's a tractor that has that ability. Anyways, though, it's a beauty. It's I'm still a little bit worried about these little side pipes though sticking out, but as long as I'm sitting in here and nobody comes close, then I'm all dandy though. I had to check the, what shall I say, that farm over there, that it could be bought, because this is a very interesting place to actually start, right? It's not a bad one at all. mean, you've got a pretty field around here. A town is close. You've got another field very close by, like the entire game, of course. But you've got plenty of trees too. This could be a nice start. Yeah, you know, that farm, I really would like to have bought it though. But we can make an interesting... You know what? We could technically buy a field and make our own farm there and then sell the farm that we have right now, or just keep it and just make a field out of it though, or a forest. That would be fun too. But I don't want to do so many drastic endings though, right? Changes on the farm, and I might actually take care of the old buildings, get rid of them all, and then just, you know, build something new here and there. Which I would really like though, to be honest. Now my mind is going places though, and I really do like that, right? You know, I really do like it. But we gotta be careful about how we are going to do it, because it will all cost a lot of money. So I will check out the layout later on and start planning. That is probably in this episode too. I only want to have around 1,000, 100,000 though, right? 90,000 would be fun. 95 will be ideal, and 100,000 will be perfect. So we have a little bit of freedom of movement, right? You know, and yeah, from there on, the start of self-sustainability is going to start. That means that we are doing more than just field work, right? And it will set out the foundations to much more. And so the rolling thunder has come upon the land though. Is it just me, or does it just sound awesome though, right? You know, it makes me feel kind of warm though, you know, and I'm smiling while I'm listening to it. It just feels so nice while you're sitting on a tractor though, doing your work. You know what I mean, right? I wonder how heavy the storms can be actually, right? You know, it's going to be fun to see that. Like real dark landscape, you know what I mean? Because of the clouds. This is a little bit strange. There are not a lot of dark clouds around, if any at all though. But it's still raining, it's pouring, and we will have to accept what it is though. But yeah, you know, I would love to see, you know, darkness here and there, and then just flashes too and all that stuff. Just to really be into it. And look at a muddy tire though. I am so nerding over these small details though. I'm holding myself back, alright, you know. You don't hear the half of it, but man, I'm really nerding over it. Because look at that tire though, huh? There's more and more mud on it though with each turn, and now it's really caking on it. Now I wonder how far we can go. We could actually damage the field right now too. But let's see how it goes, right? This is 78, not this is 19. Yeah, the other one goes a little bit quicker. It's our own tractor. Pneumatic Star Pro. Interesting name. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, it is caking way more already though, right? You see a little bit of chunks here and there next to the profile of the tire, right? It would be fun to see it fly off a little bit, you know? It's kind of weird. Normally, you know, like in a couple of episodes ago, I did explain like where I live. There's a little bit of an elevation compared to the rest of the country. And the fun thing about that is though, right, you know, like it really feels like thunder is skipping us. It really feels like it's massively skipping us. Wait a minute. Shouldn't I be doing this one now then? Yeah, oh, wait a minute. I should have done that tiny line though. Interesting. Well, let's go back and let's follow the outer line, and then we can follow the inner line once again, right? You know, makes a little bit of sense. But only after a full round of this one. Well, it doesn't make sense. Let's start over here. But yeah, you know, like this year, I love thunder. I said back then too, right, you know, but the issue is though, we didn't have real thunder. It was like only once though. And of course I had to record. And I was in such an important part of the game, right? You know, that I had no time to look outside. I regret it to this day because I thought, you know, okay, it's from the season though. Yeah, Snoopy-Doo though, huh? Only one thunderstorm. Storm for 5 minutes. I do like it though. It seems like it's slipping a little bit, isn't it? I really do think the tractor is slipping a little bit right now sometimes. Okay, and from there we just have to go through this corner. Alright. Just so I know that we have to go everywhere. And where we have been everywhere. Yeah, I really do think the tires do slip a skip though. It should be very realistic. To be honest, let's go. Let's go further. And have a nice little turnaround here. Alright, I think we did a job well over here. Let an AI take over. Oh, wait a minute. Of course we have to change input then. AI worker, there you go. There we are. Now let's see though. We have to need some money right over here. After all, the day is ticking, right? And it's ticking rather quick too. Stone picking we could do. Hoeing will be easy money though. Unless we are going to do that. Then it's only 1k. Then again, the field is rather small too though. Deadwood. Sure. Let's do Deadwood. And I believe hoeing we can do. Or fertilizing. Yeah. We could do this one actually, or self. No, that's actually already in use, or was in use. There's a lot of extra jobs here though that I like to do myself. Rock removal. Anyways, let's start first with this one. It's kind of good sometimes to just take a detour though to learn what's where and what is what. What is this though? Huh? Like the United States Post Office. Ah, this is where those lunatics are from, huh? With their cars just driving around. Yeah, that's what I mean. You actually do get a massive lay of the land though, and it's beautiful though, huh? It's beautiful to get to know your hometown, one might say. Now we do have to find dead trees around here, and we do have to be careful about it because I don't want to lose money. We're here to make some. I would say this might be one, but the joke is on me. We don't really need this though. What we want to be though is a little bit friendly for the environment though. Hoppa. This is all we need though, big boys. After all, we cannot do much with what we are taking here. We don't have the tools to actually for proper transport. Oh no, I should have taken care of that though. I'm not going to lie about it. Okay, that one is complete before we do have to pay rent money double or whatever, right? You know, there we go, collect that one. Very nice. So yeah, you know, like, we have to be a little bit more careful for that. And because we cannot really gather anything that I want or need, this is the best way to do it. And my experience is, you don't mind at all. There we go, beautiful. Now this one into the same direction and those towards the inside of here, towards my location right now. I already have a massive plan right now, you know, like I had some time to think with that little slowpoke of a beautiful massive machine though, like what we are going to do for a second run on our second map. And like I said though, I really want to learn how to specialize and have some thematic themed farms though, right? You know, and it doesn't always have to be like only one farm on the map. We could actually run two that do specialize in something interesting. A little wasp. So yeah, that's the beautiful thing that I really start to respect of this game though, how versatile it is. And it is only becoming more and more obvious though, and there are a couple of other ones that, oh, not like that. Like other items here and there that we still might uncover, and by that unlock certain ways too. Okay. a little bit uphill, so I have to be a little bit more precise. I went this one over there because of that tree. And if we do it like this, though, gravity might just take aim there. The issue might be also that it might slide off. You know what I mean? And then tip over there. Here we are. Very, very beautiful though, huh? And this must be the last one. That's it though. Job well done. I mean, way quicker than with that massive machine, isn't it? There we go, collect. We could have done this way quicker though, now that I think about it, but oh well. Let's see. These are all very low paying jobs. This will cost me quite a lot of money too. This one we could technically do though, right? You know, for that extra 2.1k. Wait a minute, look at this though. This one is so different. It only has one Rani wrap too. So I hope that will be enough. Looking at the size of that field though, it might be enough. So this one, I just love that it's introducing us to every part though of the game, right? Hence the task why I'm focusing so much on it. But this one is actually for... Oh, we have to lower it and then just backpedal? I think so. Well, that's kind of dynamic now, huh? Compared to the other one. It's kind of cool also that this town has history, right? 1832. Not a lot of investment in this place though, right? You know, it's a farming community. Meaning no massive modern buildings and all though. Which is a good thing though, right? You know? I don't think you go to places like this for the city life. But I've not seen the school yet though, so that's kind of interesting. Hopefully there's a doctor's office. We do know there's a post office. We do know that there's a fire station. Now, police station I have not seen either. Ooh, ooh. There we go. Groceries, general wares. Not bad. As you can see, the fire department is right over here. That's plenty of bills, by the way, compared to some of the fields that we had. And this job is not paying that much either. So that is unique. Now, let's see. We have it there. Now, how do we do this? I don't think we do it from the rear like that. But I do think, though, that we have to do it from here, from the sides. Oh, a little bit too quick here. Do you even have to open? I think it has to open though. Let's see. Yeah, it does has to open. Does has to open though. Beautiful English there. I could be a poet. There we are. Not so bad though, just not as smooth or as quick. But this is decent. More than enough, one might say. Nice. More than enough though. Very smooth and all. Let's do another one right here. There we go. I do like the sounds though with this one. I'm not sure why this one has a beep compared to the other one, but probably as a warning, because it's easier to stand actually close to this one and get smacked in the gob compared to the other ones, right? So probably that is it. Though I might not be sure though. It's really cool to see that ship down there in the distance, right? Just turning around the corner below that tree, just slowly disappearing. This world feels alive. And that's a good thing though. That's a very good thing. Now you gotta be careful though with this one, because ooh, you really drive hyper quick though. You know, like It will be so easy to just land on this hay bale and take some damage here and there. But, yeah, it is way quicker than the other one, believe it or not. With driving and maneuvering around at least. The other one feels very clunky, like you're dragging something that is just not... You know, that's attached to something, one might say, right? You know, it kind of feels like that compared to this one. It's just so straightforward. The other one is quicker though, but this one feels quicker, if that makes sense. Yeah, the prices have gone down very much though. Weeding is actually pretty decent, so I will take this one too. And then we are going to do some stone picking, not something with the stoner though, right? Stone crushing, one might say. Have we had this one before? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so though. That's interesting. Oh, let's get going. Field 8, very, very close by. To be honest, I really do think with Field 8, just as a couple of other ones, like 2, 3 other ones in general, it's that we are already the owner of the place. We have not seen the farmer do anything over on these fields though, and meanwhile, so we've been taking care of every little nook and cranny, one might say, huh? So this is a weeder too, huh? Very, very mighty looking weeder to begin with. Let's hire AI, because I want to do the other job. But look at this though. Wait a minute, we have done this before. One might say, it looks very familiar. But the other one didn't have the cables though, as this one. Or am I going crazy though? I don't think I'm going crazy here. Alright, lower the big boy. Kinda like it though, right? You know, like the ingenuity of the wheels right now that are up, not rolling, in other words. Because it is like extra weight that the needles do need. But because you do transform it into a drivable trailer, you use them as tires just to pull it forwards. I do like that. Probably a lot of money was reduced by that little thing, right? You know, stone picking, that is that. Weeding, wood transport, rock removal. There we go, there we go. Borrow the items. For real? Oh, look at that. Interesting. A little camera, very small. Yeah, I do like this one quite a bit. I kind of wish that I went for this one though, right? You know, this skid steer. Compared to the one that we did buy. But oh well, you know, like... Our new solution to it was also very good though. Yeah, this is actually the only reason why I kind of feel like... Yeah, you know, I wish that we did get this one, but... It is what it is. Let's go like this. We always can get it though later on, right? You know, and collect all the beautiful stones and so on. Beautiful stones make for very good cement, I suppose. Dooby-dooby-dooby-doo. If I have to go through this, then you will too. Let's just skip the traveling. Alright, now where are the little rocks at though, huh? Okay, already do see one. At least I hope though. These are... that one is not it. The one with the flag is. Wow. Let's just be honest though. That's a little wow moment, isn't it? That's very nice though. I want to make a picture here. There we go. Is this some type of weather station? I think it is though, isn't it? Oh, look at that. Oh, cameras. Wait a minute. Interesting. Like cameras to control the flow or to see if someone closes it though. I don't know. Could be a little weather station and water control though. Who knows? Alright, there we go. Now let's see. I believe Oh, interesting. Okay, now it works. Okay, I was like, what is going on here? Let's just get in position in a natural way. There we go. And let's start the beautiful big boy. But just listen to the engine there, though. Oh yeah, that engine is something else, isn't it? And are you... No, it's not an electric one. Interesting. Kind of wonder if this position might be better, right? You know, like just from the front. But then again, you know, like I might be thinking like we should be hitting it all over the place, right? You know, and not just right over here because it will just crumble. But I do get it, right? You know, it's still a game, and you want to have the flow to move up. A little bit further just for realism. And just like that. Let's start there. And there we go though, huh? A little weak line maybe, hopefully. And press right on over here and then it will break. Beautiful. So we do need one more. Now we got a couple of Ks extra though, right? You know, and then we are still doing the weeding. Fuel 8 is going rather quick too. Nice. Beautiful. And there we go though, another task complete. And I think right now we could actually do what I wanted to do. Okay, so we have asphalt here, right? Now, how do we actually increase this over? Okay, we just do it like this, huh? Now, it does cost 2. And as you can see, my money is really dropping rather quick here. Not sure what happens to the camera. The camera is kind of bonkily going around, sadly. I might cut down this over here because I kind of want to have a nice straight line. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's a lot better, isn't it? There we go. I mean, it is not perfectly straight though, as you can see. Yeah, the camera is just changing for some reason. Oh, no. Okay, stick drift already for my new controller. That's great news. That is very great news, though. I think it was just caught in between two modes, though, right? You know, keyboard and mouse and controller. Right over here. Yeah, this is already quite a bit of money, though, that we are losing, but that's okay. Kind of want to fix this one too, because you know it's alright to actually go like that over there though, but you know, like I want to have a little bit of a high technological vibe though here and there, you know what I mean? So now let's see, how does this look like? Not too bad, not too good, you know, I'm going to be honest about that too. And we are going to go further. And high technology though, I mean, you know, more than just wood. I have big plans for that too, but you know, everything in due time. And that one is probably not on this map though, right, you know? At least not on this playthrough, probably. Can we actually change this? Yes. It means that hopefully I can cut that down all the way over here. That can stay. That too. Or we are going to keep it. And we are going to go like this. Let's see. Yeah, just like that though. Just pulling it like that. Alright, that's a beautiful line right there. Up there too. And we can change that, of course. But right now, what about the flooring here? I think this is okay though for now, right? You know? Now what shall we do? What shall we do indeed? We could build some fences already though, but that can be done later. Let's go to what I want. Greenhouses though. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Large mushroom greenhouse. These things stink, my boy. They do really smell very bad. By the way, we want to see if we can cut that one down because it's really overhanging there. Seems like we can. Not with this one, maybe. Aha, we can. Only from up there? No way. This is kind of sad though, right? You know, it's a beautiful tree on our farm. But man, this has to be done though, right? This has to be done or else we are losing quite a big part of our, well, farm then though, right? You know, and I don't want that. So we want to have an easy entry, easy exit to this part. Okay, that takes quite a bit though, I have to say. And we definitely want to put this one into smaller chunks so we can, you know, carry it around, place it somewhere. You know what I mean though? At this point, I will be very, very afraid that my chainsaw might be overheating like there's no tomorrow. There we go. One massive, beautiful tree. Instant regret, always though, always. Not going to lie about that at all though. Yeah, and I think this has to be just very small, man, because it is a lot of weight though, huh? In the meanwhile though, we have our next year's birthday already. I wonder, there has to be tools though that you know, that can do all of this, right? That just has to be. I mean, there just has to be though. Can we lift this? Wait a minute, did I see that correctly though? Wait a minute. Did I see that correctly? Because if I did though, I cannot even lift that. Yeah, and I don't think anybody can lift that except... No, not even a strong man though. Mass 2.2 tons. Do you hear that? A wind chime. Oh, that's some cool stuff though. Do we really have to keep cutting here in very small bits? Maybe. Can you imagine? Can you imagine though? This is going to be a very tough job though, now isn't it? 12.8 tons of wood. I am going to love to do something with this though. We cannot make planks or beams. This is massive money loss though. I'm absolutely aware of it because trees of this thickness, the northern catalpa, I believe is an expensive wood too. Although I could be easily wrong with that though. I know that red cider is hella expensive, but the girth and the length, that is some real good stuff though to actually make money off, right? With planks and beams and all. Even that tiny bit, man, it's like 978 kilograms. I think I'm a little bit screwed over here, my boys. Let's just go like this, and then we will find a solution for our issue, right? You know. My, oh my, oh my. This is getting ridiculous, though. These are two different ones, as you can see. So, I feel so bad about this, man. I feel so bad about it, but that's what we have to do. We will plant bigger trees somewhere else, though. But yeah, this is getting ridiculous. We really have to slice the pizza, though, as thin as we can here. It's like a high school pizza day or something, you know, where they just have like 40 children and everybody is getting a slice of one pizza. And not even an XL pizza, though. No, no. And there we go. Who wants a little slice, I suppose? We are going to make... Did it disappear? It did disappear. Oh my, we have to be very careful with that. But yeah, the thing though is right, you know, like we are going to make... what is it called? Little wood snippers from it. Snippets. I forgot the name. Chips. Wood chips. Oh my god, how could I not remember that though? Now how heavy is that? Woo! Okay, so we can do it around here. Wow, that's borderline though, huh? By 3 kilograms off. Now this is getting a little bit difficult though. That little slab over there is 725 kilograms of hard rock wood, right? You know, hard rock wood. Well, it takes a long time to actually cut through it. You know. Yeah. We did need that one big machine though for this haul, but. Let's just cut this one in pieces as much as we can though, because this is getting a little bit ridiculous. Oh yeah, I kind of love it though. Can we actually cut it like this? Oh, we can. Okay, that is cool. That is really cool though. Oh, this one is still? Yeah, this one is still though. Maybe just like here. There we go though, there we go. And it's still not perfect, of course. But, oh, I did cut it way too much in the middle. Anyways, let's go. There's a lot of pieces. There's still a lot to do before we can actually start building, though. I do like this challenge. Makes me relax a lot and respect, actually, you know, these trees a whole lot more. But also... I kind of underestimated though the big timber boys, right? Because this is really big timber right now. So, you know, I have to do quite a bit though, right? You know, and I want to actually see what we can do more. Wrong button, of course. Well, technically no, right? Because I want to show you guys something what we have achieved so far. You might not believe it though. It's a very lot of time later though. A very lot of time. I know it is very fake though, and not even proper English, but it has been taking me ages though. One of these logs were actually swiveling in the sky, being held up by this tree over there. So we had to cut that one down. But this is all the piles, and it are tons and tons and tons and tons of wood though. So I'm going to put that in the wood chipper, and then I'm going to store that right over there, and then I might dump it somewhere if we cannot store it. And that is what I was thinking. But then I was thinking like, wait a minute now, right? What if we do have something to store it with? But first of all, let's paint the floor. Forest ground grass. I kind of want to have dirt, yeah. Animal mud, no concrete. Yeah, let's go with this one. And I kind of want to have it a little bit bigger though. Just like this. And then over here I can actually store my, what shall I say? You know, like my beautiful wood. Maybe extend it a little bit though, right? You know, like maybe I can place something over here that has to do with wood. Or wood storage. Well, we can definitely not buy this one though. So we are going to lease it though, if we can. There we go. Yeppa. There we are. It does cost a little bit though, but at least we can store it. And yeah, the issue is right now though is that we probably have to sell it directly if my big green container is not, you know, like filled to the brim. Yeah, that's the issue right now though, right? Because I don't know where to store it. In the future, we will know better, but I do like this, by the way. This machine looks really cool. Heizobag? Oh, Heizohack. Interesting. Very nicely... Yeah, nicely crafted, though, I might say, right? You know, it's very pretty, though. So, yeah, now let's go back to the farm. Alright, so we park it over here. That means that I can just activate it whenever we are hooked up on it again. But this one is going to be easier to be placed in position. And now I'm very curious though, like either how much money we make from this one, or like, well, we don't have any losses though, except beautiful, oh look at that, it's automatically aiming already. That's kind of interesting. Kind of spooky too, by the way. But yeah, you know, like we will see if we make any massive profits or not though, because the wood chips factories might actually be not paying for quite a lot though. Now can we... You need to unfold the tool wood chip. Of course, of course. Okay, there we go. It's not really on though, I think. Let's see. It was rather loud there. Wait a minute. No. Insufficient engine power. Hey, that's an insult though. Let's see. We might actually abandon this one then too. Which is kind of interesting, by the way. It's kind of cool that we do see it for the first time though. But also like, oh no, right, you know. Oh no, the John Deere. We reached our first limit though. Can you imagine? Now, let's see. This one. You better drop that one. Wait a minute. Can we not detach it? Tool detach. There you go. It was centered on the truck itself. Now, hopefully 160 will be enough though. I can only imagine it will be though. But who knows, right? You know, I already underestimated it, but let's not do it again. Yeah, this might become our workplace though, right? You know, for wood chips and stuff like that. But I don't think so. We might change it later on into something else. Let's see. There we are. Let's get out of here. And let's get the party started though, huh? Just ram it right in there. Nice. Right over there. Let's not put our hand in it. Oh wow, look at that. It's that's rather cool though. Heavy boys with you too. I'm very curious how that jumper is going to get through. It doesn't even want to go through there though. Can you imagine though? I have to... Oh no. Just even more work? Oh yeah, look at that. I think there's so much more work right now for me. Yeah, think about it though, right? Because those slices are going to be thick. Hello, chill please. Okay, well you first then. Oh yeah, I can do it like that though. But then again, some of those chips might be actually way too big for that. Finally. These little tree stumps though, well, that's kind of interesting. What's going on there? This is the most dangerous stuff ever though, right? You know, this position here. Okay. Huh. I think we can lower that now that I think about it though. Let's have a little look here, right? Because it doesn't seem to be powerful, just grabbing onto it, you know what I mean? Yeah, if this is not going to work though, then I don't know what is. Seems like we do need to hire the bigger boy, right? You know? The XXL version of it. This is just not going to cut it though. Yeah, let's see what's going on there. It's way too small there. Do you see that? That is the issue. So I'm going to throw in there whatever I can. This is the most annoying thing ever, by the way. There you go. I'm going to throw in there what I can, and then we will see about the rest, right? You know, in a later episode or something. I mean, in January it will be really, really something though. But can we dump it somewhere on our land though, I wonder. And then just bugger it in. But you know what? Let's just sell it. Let's just sell it. It is not so bad though. And we want to... Oh, that's actually here. We want to sell it at a mall, dealer, farmer market. Let's say the closest that is around though. Tag the place. We just dump it there and then we will see, right? You know, I don't care too much about it. It's a fiasco though. It's a lot of trouble right now, but at least we can build. Later on we will take good care of that, because if I want to have the bigger wood chipper, it will cost me 33,000 just to rent it, you know, just to rent it. Whenever I have some extra time, I will just chop those logs up there, you know, a little bit better, and then I will just yeah, manually put it in. You know what I mean? No. So yeah, that will be our goal then. Is it on this side or is it on the other side? It seems to be on the other side, interestingly enough. But this is good. This is solid experience. That is what I'm craving though still. It is a very good indeed, because I thought like forestry might be a little bit on the easier side, but it actually is not though. I think it might be more time consuming and a little bit more difficult than just handling crops, right? And just listen to how I say that, just handling crops. Yeah, you know what I mean though? Like, I'm still underestimating almost everything here, and I should not be doing that. Is that a fit? Look at that though. That is interesting. Nice mailbox. And by the way, as you did see, we barely did throw anything in there. And we have 105... what? Yeah, 105,000 liters. I just had to double check that though. Like, I did throw in like, what, 5 to 7 tree tips though. That's about it, right? You know, little twigs. That is crazier. That is a crazy amount. Wow. And now I will see how much we will get by selling it in a, not a premium market though, sadly. But it is what it is, because we do need this rather soon too. So it's good that we do know when we can actually sell it, right, in January. So that's really nice. Hoppa. Let's get rid of that. Look at this though. Very, very nice. Is it here? Oh, 5,000. Okay, so we don't have to do it automatically though. So that is quite nice though. 5k for that. And if we have it streamlined, and now we have the experience to chop it actually in a better bits up though, right? You know, like it will just be so much better. That is massive amounts of money though. That's something to think about, right? Now let the fun begin though, right? You know, we want to go with our plan right now, and that means a lot of beautiful stuff. Greenhouses, let's build a couple of them. Hoppa, just like that. Kind of want to start here in this corner, but by the way, before we actually do that, right, you know, let's go with fences, because that's very important. We can still set it up. Is this a Japanese? Yeah, Asian clay wall. That's kind of cool. I don't want everything to just be fenced off or whatsoever, but I kind of want to have it done a nice way, right, you know? So something like this. And something till around here. That's rather expensive though, but that's okay. That might be open for now too. This will be either full, this part, or open, and this one might be full or open, but I think it would be smart to do something like this. let's actually see. Just like this around here. And then something like that. Yeah, something like this though, that will be pretty nice. Although, is it straight, I wonder? It is not straight though, so that's sad, dude. That is sad. We don't want to finish this one. Delete. Last segment. Here we are. It's going to be very important though, right? If we have it straight or not. I would say this one is rather straight. But it's nice that we do not have to, you know, directly go for it. That we can actually, you know, like turn it in and retry. That's really, really nice. Alright, let's finish it up right now. For now, we keep it like it is. And then we are going to focus on our little goal, right? You know, right over here. Overlap with another object. Why? We don't have to go in the back or something like that though. So we kind of have to stay away from the sides. And not enough money, really, already? I have 54, I forgot about that. You know? Like, and then we are going to have a couple of more lines, you know, over here, I mean, you know, like more, how shall I say, right, you know, more houses. And then we can actually, you know, do everything with it. As you can see, we are just rather poor though, but it is what it is. I also wanted to have, like, in the future, solar panels and winds and stuff like that. Not the big ones though. I find those very, very insulting. But these will not be bad. This one, it's just a little bit too much though, isn't it? But wow, 13k per month? Dude, 67,000 per month? Maybe far away. But I'd rather have a field with these than those, you know? Because this bird's nest can be below it, you know, it's not so bad. Now let's go to silos. And then silo extensions. Then we want to have this one. But what is the range though of it, right? You know, what is the range and what is here? Do I have to put something in here? Or, oh no. Is this where my crane goes? Maybe. You know what? Let's place it then over here. I know. I am just learning this. So what I really do think though, like, it is really, like I said, we can just sell it in a second. Just like this. And then over here, as you can see, is a line where we actually have to go with the forklift, probably, right? So like right over there. But oh well. Now we want to go back to the silo and we want to place this one somewhere close. But the issue is we don't want it too close, right? You know, so maybe like this. But it's an extension. This supplementary water tank helps you to supply your greenhouses with water. Must be placed near greenhouse. But it's 5,000 liters. Where does it get its water from? You know? Then we have this over here. The water station can supply your water tanks with fresh water. I mean, that's nice. But, as you can see, it's a big one. And we already have one over there. So, how does that work? Alright, I believe something like this will be nice. As you see too, we have changed this a little bit though to make it less blocky. I don't like blocky too much. We will fill this up later on, but so far I have to say this is rather interesting. I want to make some money in the meanwhile, and then I want to fill this up with something with water though, right? You know, it's going to be interesting. No active production, building storage. Now let's see though. I'm not really sure if we can open... Oh, we can open this. How cool. I'm sure that we have to close it too. This is really interesting. So we do need the water, and then all of this is growing in time. I think at least. Inactive circles per month, 528. Cost per month, $2. Change output mode, huh? Wait a minute. Selling, strong, distributing, storing. Yeah, everything is going to be stored. But if we start to sell it directly though, I don't know what does what. But the water is very low though. Now let's see though. Let's see. It kind of confirms though, right? You know, like, well, technically we could specialize too. To be honest, right? Like have only strawberries here. We might be doing that later on. And then it just stores it over here in time. That's some passive money. Is this one... It's not straight, is it? If I stand next to this... I don't know. Well, it is straight though, in a certain sense now, isn't it? I think it is. So yeah, anyways, this is what we are going to plan. We also want to have some other things here, right? You know, to make everything more convenient. Our next big purchase will be a water tank that we can actually transport water with. That will be pretty nice, by the way. No active production, building storage. So let's actually switch this up and actually do our job here. Now, storing. Let's say strawberries. Now, what do we do with this? Oh, activate. Look at that. Nice. So this will be... Yep. Oh, wow. Look at that, though. It will be our strawberry greenhouse. That's very cool, though. Very cool. Job. We do need a job or two. We definitely do need a job or two. I will do that in between. And then I will see you guys in the next episode, though. So thank you for tuning in. Stay happy, stay healthy, and don't forget to water your crops, alright? Bye-bye.